Yes. Those pharmacies, yes. Could you get me their actual employees for the last, 40 years? And then all the educated pharmacists that have to have some sort of documentation that they are legally allowed to fill prescriptions? Yes. And then get me all those drugs that nobody wants to talk about that are specially manufactured for your dog instead of yourself. Now I know you're there at the pharmacy. Pooch. You're underneath it. You made all these beautiful clones to suck your dick so you could come to find out, but then you got concerned that somebody might try to take your assets. Decided to make a large number of men that look like actual human beings but are not. Decided to give them some guns. Yes. But they're a little on edge, aren't they? Oh. Well, get me every pharmacy. Look at this Queen of Screens. It's what's her name? Oh, Kylie Jenner. It reminds me of the B movies that you used to see in high school. When I was growing up in the 80s, about 1984 to about 1987. Yes, before I was an exchange student, they used to have a cable box where it had a little dial on the top of it. Yes, and if you didn't pay for the channels where you could see actual nudity, it would have this waving line. Well, when I was in high school, you could adjust the dial just a minuscule amount, right, and try to get the flickering of it to change so that you could see the actresses, and they called them B movie queens, yes, because they were scream queens. And they made a lot of good movies in the 70s and the 80s where if you were to watch late night television, you could possibly see some nudity. Yeah. There's Dr. Seuss. How are you, the cat in the hat? But you're down there and your war puppet clones got nothing to do all day, sitting there watching cable, wondering why there's no pornography on. I know. Your dog lookalikes don't have anything to do all day, and you hook them up with some cable, but they have a very sensitive sexuality that has to be continuously stimulated. Have to feed them a special type of antidepressant, dog antidepressant. So they're sitting there on. They're frustrated. They keep. Why don't you? They keep charging that up. I know the pay-per-view channels where it costs you like $15 for each of the movies. You have a huge cable bill. Why, why don't you get me all of those that purchase anything rated R or harder? That for some reason they have thousands of dollars in cable bills, and then the cable. Well, these dogs have to be constantly stimulated, otherwise they get upset and then they get anxious. Just give me all the cable providers and all the cable that goes to the actual location of every pharmacy. All of those that would have to sit there all day long waiting for their look-alike to go downstairs so they can go upstairs. And then those that spend the most on the pay-per-view channels where it happens to be triple X. Yes. Now, I would say